Namaste. Here, I'd like to talk about singing Alapana. I had earlier posted a video on basics of singing Kalpanaswarams. So this is kind of a companion video for the same. Alapana and Kalpanaswaram and elements similar to those like Neraval and so on are part of the creative expression in Carnatic music, which means there is no set pattern. You basically develop something of your own using various styles, rendering patterns, segments, snippets that you have learned, you have heard over a period of time, and essentially your creativity is in how you stitch them together and how you present it. So, coming to Alapana you have to begin with a nice phrase. It's like if you are going to deliver a speech, you start with a nice, striking and beautiful sentence. So in the same way, when you start an Alapana, the initial phrase should kind of bring out the gist of the ragam in some way. Of course, the ragam has to be rendered in detail and it may have so many phrases and expressions, but at least one striking phrase we should be able to bring about in the initial beginning of the Raga Alapana. Like for instance, Shankarabaranam, if you are singing, a typical phrase. Of course, it can be done in so many different ways as well. I was just showing an example. Or let's say Hamsadhani. Is what came out in that phrase. Now, should one first worry about the notes and then sing Alapana? Or you should learn to sing Alapana, understand the essence of the ragam? It has to be sung by understanding the essence of the ragam, and we are not really worried about the notes, what we are singing. We are not going to first formulate the notes and then do Alapana. It should be automatic. It should be gleaned from the essence of the ragam itself, right? Of course, you can try to figure out what notes and bring in some more sophistication to your singing, but Alapana singing is not first figuring out the notes and then singing as the notes go. So initial phrases that you'll sing should also bring out the raga's essence so that the audience or the listener is clear about what ragam you are going to sing. It should not leave any doubt in their mind as to which ragam is being sung. So this is a typical one. Shankarabaranam, there is no doubt about it, right? If I were to sing na 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 it most probably is Shankarabaranam, but it doesn't come out as beautifully as the earlier snippet I sang. So these are the kind of things which we learn by listening to various musicians as well as by looking at how the prayogams are used, various prayogams, how they use in the compositions, because that's a big repository, whether it's a varnam, whether there is a kriti, the composers who knew music, who are musicologists, who could express ragam in so many beautiful ways, we have to learn from them. So many times a initial phrase that you render may actually be a line from a kriti, right? For example, let us use this initial phrase, and you probably will know which song I've taken it from. na 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 na. This is nothing but Akshaya Linga Vipa. So like this you can, get inspiration from various kritis, renderings, snippets out there. Now the next thing to remember is to develop it slowly, deliberating on notes and not to kind of traverse the entire octave up and down quickly, right? Take the example of Shankarabharanam which I sang just now. We should be able to bring out as many variations using a small segment of the the scale itself, right? Gama pari gama sariga nizari na. So like this, you proceed slowly and inspect each part of the octave with much deliberation as possible. Of course, it depends also on the song that you intend to sing after an alapana. In a live concert, if the song is going to be sung in a brisk manner, a small song, not a Vilambakala Kriti, let's say, then maybe the alapana can be trimmed down to a few minutes. Of course, if you are singing Vilambakala Kriti with a lot of swarams, neravals and so on, then alapana also has to be generally in proportion. So you have to use much more deliberation in developing the ragam slowly. But if you are singing, let's say, Hamsadhwani and a Ganapati song in the beginning of a concert, you may not, delve into a very detailed alapana. You may summarize it in a couple of minutes, Singing alapana also requires you to sing in 2 speeds when you are singing alapana in detail. Starting with the first speed, you may slowly, cover the entire spectrum of the scale of the ragam and then move into second speed and so on. Like for example, Shankarabharanam itself we'll take. These are all first speed alapana, slow and steady. Then at one point you can switch to second speed. So like that's the second speed. And then also go to Tarasthai, higher notes up to Pa or even higher if possible, and then again come back to the base Sa, and then also do Mandrasai excursions if the ragam so permits. Most ragams we can do that. Of course, you can delve into Mandrasai in much more detail as well. So this is the general method in developing Alapana. I will conclude this with showing some snippets of different ragams which will be of help in developing that further. Mohanam. That was one way to begin. You could also alternately begin like what I sang was nothing but the beginning of Nanu Hindolam. Kamboji. Madhyamavati. Mayamalagolam. Todi. The beginning, what phrase I used was Mamamadamagariri. It's a very nice, beautiful beginning for Todi. By using such snippets, you can develop your own Raga Alapanas. So this hopefully gives you a basic understanding of how Raga Alapana is done. Thanks for listening. Namaste.